Alright. Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner Classic vs. Non-Classic. This episode number 3112, Doubleshot number 3006. We have two Marvel trades that came out roughly in the same, close to the same decade period of time. First we have is Black Widow, Widowmaker. The trade was released a little after, but the issues themselves were released in a period of time. This is sort of a complete collection of like several Black Widow books, including a short story for a couple of different books. This book contains Black Widow Deadly Origin, the whole Forest miniseries, written by Paul Cornell. Material from Into the Heroic Age, Iron Man Kiss and Kill. It also contains the Widowmaker miniseries, all 4 issues, Feared Sub Black Widow, and the entire 4th volume for Black Widow. Yeah, I say 4th volume because for some reason, Marvel, when they count the numbering for Black Widow, they start with this book and not the previous book for some reason. I don't know why. First thing we have is Deadly Origin. This is, of course, a Paul Cornell book. It's basically a flashback. It's basically a whole miniseries dedicated to her early years, of how she got, kind of how she is, where it's just a miniseries for her. We also have flashbacks when she was much younger. By the way, did you know Black Widow is immortal? Yeah, she's immortal. She has not aged at all, because of the process she went through becoming Black Widow. And also in the field, she can't have children, thanks to this process. Yep, we have flashback of her meeting up with Logan, aka Wolverine. And then we come back to present day where she's here with her boyfriend, James Bucky Barnes, aka the Winter Soldier, who currently known as Revolution. And by the way, he is the current boyfriend of hers. By the way, if you look at Anthony Blair Black Widow, this is the image right here from issue 2. This is the most common image you see of her. And this whole flashback is where she's basically fighting more people in the snow. More flashback of time with the Red Room in the 50s, when she was dancing. Her going on various missions. We see also interaction with Daredevil in flashbacks. Elektra herself off of the miniseries. Yeah. And we also see her now currently ex-husband, Alexei, who currently has got much more beefier nowadays thanks to the Soul Black Widow movie. We get a flashback to when she was dating Clint Barton. And we come back to present day where she is, well, where you have just Clint and, well, Bobby Morse, aka Mockingbird. This is when they were divorced. They're staying together, then she's acting really weird, starts attacking him. And then Widow shows up, and apparently only way to stop her is to make out with her. Yes. Which makes Black Widow have kissed officially 2 women in the Marvel Universe. This was the first time. The second time this happened was when she A+X when Rogue kissed her. That was to steal her ability. This is just to stop Bobby. Everything is all sorted out, and by the way, it goes nowhere. Yeah, Black Widow is not a lesbian. It's the only way to stop her, just make out with her. So then we have the flashback to the time where she's dating Matt Murdock in San Francisco with one of her supporting characters. This guy here, who was a supporting character in the Daredevil Black Widow run written by Jerry Conway. He appears here too, of course, and she reunites with Daredevil. Though, of course, she's basically with Bucky now. And then we cut to the Golden Fleece nightclub. We have Hercules fighting off about 6 different women. And then we have a flashback of their time with the champions. And of course her reuniting with Hercules. And no, these two not stuck romance. And then she goes then she meets up with Nick Fury Sr. You know, the one people like. The one not forced upon him like the Black Nick Fury is. We need to see a flashback of her 80s costume in this book, which is awesome. Yeah. And then we see her going to space where she's fighting on looks like a shield hero carrier converted by the Russians. Yep. Yeah, and of course we have a flashback of her, it looks like in the 70s, where she's basically just hanging with some Street Avengers. Actually more like the Marvel Knights, I think it is. Or at least just basically 70s characters, just Cloak and Dagger, Luke Cage, Shang-Chi, and Daredevil. Yeah, and of course she deals with the Russian helicarrier. And that's the miniseries. An excellent miniseries. Yep. Elektra actually showed up in the Black Widow ongoing. Yeah. Now, the reason why this book was released in 2010 was because of Iron Man 2. That is literally the only reason why Marvel released this book. And the book lasted for 8 issues. And it was actually going to be 10 issues. Excuse me, yeah. They're going to have 2 more issues of this one, plus 2 more issues of Hawkeye and Mockingbird. Which, that in return to the Widowmaker miniseries, supposed to be a cross between books, and then they turned to a miniseries instead. The first arc is called In Name of the Rose. By the way, Paul Cornell is ready to use this book, and also we have Daniel Kuna on the artwork. I like Daniel Kuna's artwork. It's fantastic. Which, since it's a spy book, why not? And basically it's looking for someone called the Black Rose. And of course she gets blooded up here. And by the way, we do see her topless a couple times in the book, and then we also see her with Wolverine, who's in this book too, as an occasional guest star, but also Bucky's here too. Yep, and here's Wolverine. Yeah, he shows up in the book because he has a past with her. And in case you're curious, did Wolverine ever sleep with Black Widow? No, he never did. They're just old acquaintances that they never slept together. They just know each other for a long time. Then, of course, checks them out of the hospital. Then we see Clint and Bucky. They're in the time period when he was Captain America, and Clint back to his, well, being Hawkeye, of course. This is, I believe, just after Siege. I believe this was, yes. So, and then, of course, we have this woman on the phone. I think it's Pepper, being targeted by Lady Bullseye. And someone might be asking, like, Nick, who in the world is Lady Bullseye? She was a creation of Ed Brubaker during his time on Daredevil. She is literally a Bullseye fangirl because she was heavily inspired by Bullseye during a trip he made to Japan. And, by the way, in case you're curious, has Bullseye ever actually talked to her? Yes, he has. In the Mark Waid Daredevil book. And then at one point she died while having part of her body be absorbed by Elektra. No joke. That's seriously what happened. And then you have Tasha take off her shirt. We see her topless. No, don't see nipples. No, just basically just her being topless, bandaging her wounds, looking at her guns, and me with Logan and Bucky. And then we finally see her interact with Elektra. And oh boy, and she's not wearing much, like, you look at her here, it's like, is she wearing underwear with the outfit? Well, she technically will also wear this outfit in Daredevil in this period of time, so, and of course, there's also be another common image you will see from Black Widow, this one right here. Yeah, these two are love rivals for Matt Murdock's love, despite the fact she's not dating Matt Murdock right now. Nope, she has no interest in him at all, and yet these two clearly are fighting each other, just because of Elektra's jealousy. Jealousy. Yes. Though she's wounded, though she's able to be stitched up, of course, by some help. And then she goes undercover at a club. Look for this guy called the Rose. We see her with... It looks like maybe Cyclops is here, maybe? Yeah. And of course, actually, it's not Cyclops, some sort of Russian character. So, and then we lead into the finale for this. Basically, there's only 2 stories in this book. Yeah, then we go back to 1976 with her basically just on a plane, just talking to some woman, and her being on a plane with Bucky. Yep. And then we see a baby, and no, it's not hers, it's somebody else's baby. At times she's written where she has always wanted children, but she just can't because her body basically can't create children. And then for some reason we have Bucky show up here and saying that she's under arrest for treason, and then she's taken to some prison where she's stripped butt naked, actually a meatpacking plant, Oh, and by the way, Nina Rose actually 5-part. I thought it was 4-part. I'm mistaken. And we have this guy where it looks like he's actually I think it's supposed to be Alexi maybe, where he is in bed with 5 women and they're all redheads. I'm like, dude, get over your obsession with the Black Widow. Yes. And by the way, the reason for her being tied like this, have her strip butt naked, no reason except the fact that the artist probably want to draw her butt naked. She breaks out. And of course, this whole thing with her being tied to a chair, this will also be seen in Avengers. So there she's fully clothed. Then she's able to steal some clothes, get out of there, and of course, yeah, the Wolverine and Cap basically are there. Of course, like, and this is funny because like, you can watch you want, James. Yes, James, don't mind me. Shut up. Yes, Logan, please do. If you're not in the woods yet with me yet. And she zips up her outfit. It's like, yeah, I had this discussion. This is so funny. And the fact that apparently, like, Black Widow's telling her boyfriend, hey, you can watch me getting dressed. And of course, also, Logan basically, and by the way, his one name is also James too. Doesn't it find it weird we have 2 James in this book? So funny. Occasionally you have humor by Paul Cornell. This is the guy over writing a lot of Doctor Who books. Then she fights, I think it's supposed to, no, it's not Lexi, I think it's some other guy. Oh, Emmis. Yeah. Fighting him, and that book ends, and then she move on to the Heroic Age issue, which is basically Blackwood and Capella. This story here is just in between issues 5 and 6. And then we have the Kiss and Kill book, where the book opens up with Black Widow kissing an Iron Man suit, for reasons. And then we see her with Tony. By the way, in 616, these two were never a couple. Altogether, they were. And also, there was a sex tape with her in it, for reasons. Yeah. And it's a fun little short story here with Black Widow and Iron Man. Then we have a brief image here of something to promote Earth's Mightiest Heroes, the first couple books by, I think it was Chris Joseph. This book was amazing. And then finally we cut back to the main book, which is more like that short story was a prologue to these last 3 issues of the book, which is basically Black Widow on like a mission where she's on the cover, such her outfit. It's a lot of got a lot of action here. The book is amazing for these last 2 issues. Yep. Her fighting a lot of thugs. No Bucky here in these last 2 issues. Nope. But she does get in contact here with Crimson Dynamo and Fantasia, which of course that's what ends this book, was them fighting these two. Yeah, by the way, Crimson Dynamo, the new one, looks like this. Yeah. Crimson Dynamo, old Iron Man foe, and it's supposed to be presumably the Russian's version of Iron Man. That's literally the whole purpose of the guy. There have been a total about 6 or 8 different guys wearing this armor. I don't remember who it is in this period of time. So, fights them, and then we have her basically with another woman here, where they're getting dressed. I don't think it's Elena. I think it's somebody else. Then we have explosion happen. And then we have a spy being killed by somebody in an outfit. And that leads to the Widowmaker book, and of course, Fear itself, Black Widow. And that's it. Excellent book. I love this. And given this all came out a period of time, from like 2008 to basically 2010. Yeah, roughly 2 years. They also had another book similar to this one called, I think it was like Hawkeye Mockingbird Reunion, which like all the books basically like that led up until basically this. Like all the Hawkeye stuff from late 2000s, early 2010s. And this book basically serves the same purpose there. Excuse me. Now I say 4th volume because there actually was 1 volume published prior to this one. And in case you're curious though, Widowmaker is not written by Paul Cornell. No. I don't think it is. No, Widowmaker is done by 2 different writers. Jim McCone does issues 1 and 3, and Dwayne Trzynski does issues 2 and 4. Mm-hmm. Now, there is one volume at the cover here. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to find it yet. It's a mini-series containing her... It's basically her third volume of the series, which I don't... There's actually Epic Collection for her. There's 2 Epic Collections. The first one, which was released... going to be released on my birthday, contains basically the first 3 volumes of Black Widow. And it also contains Black Widow 2, the things they say about her. Yeah, that's another miniseries I need to cover at some point. Yeah, so I got 2 of Black Widow books left to go. Actually 3, because also Black Widow and the Marvel Girls. Yep. And what about the third one? The third one contains the entire 4th and basically the entire 5th volume for the series. Yeah, 5th volume, which that was on my Ned Emerson. Yeah, its book contains all 20 issues, including her issue with Punisher. I might get my hands on the Epic Collection if I, well, depends on how much it costs. It probably costs a good amount. Let's see. Ooh, $50. I'll find a way basically to cover a couple mini-series in here. But there's still technically like just like 3 more left to go for her, and that's it. Yep. But this book I gave roughly a 9 out of 10. Next up we have is Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 4 Legacy. This one's not as long as the first 3 books. Nope, this contains issues, I think it's like 22 to 27. Yeah, this is a follow from the first story here. And the chapters are reflections of Responsible, Ultimate, which became a crossover years later, Plasmoids, Circles, and Illegal. Mostly just have basically this guy robbing people, and of course Spider-Man stops him. And he tries to tell a joke and he proceeds to just leave. He's like, oh yeah, he's late for class. And he's able to show up and basically have a bunch of mad problems, no problem. And then we have what happened in the previous issue where Peter tells MJ he's been grounded because he's there too late. And then Harry Osborn returns. First time since the opening issues, and he meets Gwen Stacy, of course. And apparently, he has no problem with the fact he's basically here with Norman Osborn. Yep, because he returns this book. Who does know he's basically Spider-Man, have him transformed right in front of him into the Green Goblin. Yeah, right in front of him. And then he just transforms back. After a flashback, he doesn't fight him, he just goes back normal. And it's time to terminate attack over some video show here, and he goes home. And Huggies, and of course, he's talking to Mary Jane. And then, while he's in the basement, Gwen Stacy shows up. You're like, why in the world is she here? Yep. It was completely random. Like, put some pants on. And then eventually, like, yeah, and it's about 3 in the morning, and you have Gwen and her father show up here to have eggs. Okay, and then, of course, they have basically stuff at school. They have this assistant. Yeah, then, of course, we have this weird stuff happening here. And then Nick Fury himself shows up here, the Black Nick Fury. Now, this version, people like this one. The one in 616 basically is forced upon readers because we can't have White Nick Fury for reasons. Yeah. Basically, we have a long discussion about Norman Osborn here. Oh yeah, the villain that he's actually Goblin. No proof of that. In fact, we kind of technically didn't know he did it. He's in the family, but he killed his wife. Yeah, to his family, and of course, keep an eye out. You can't do anything because legally you can't. And then, of course, Peter is invited to dinner, but turns it down because it's Norman. And then he just runs to him because he doesn't in a costume. And nope, not really. And then, of course, then Harry, while MJ is hanging out with Harry, then of course Norman turns into the Green Goblin, and we have this session where Harry's doing stuff, and you would think, is this Phil Hamilton about to become Green Goblin? No, it's just some other psychiatrist, not Phil Hamilton. It's clearly based on Phil Hamilton. Phil Hamilton was the third Green Goblin. He was very brief. He was Green Goblin from one story until he died. And still dead. He's never came back to life. Then I think he did come back briefly during the Clone Saga, the Clone Conspiracy. They have Norman transform using the Oz formula because it's revealed that by Nick Fury he used Oz to become this creature. And then of course you have Peter fighting him, and of course they have this recreation of the Night Wednesday, and of course him saying MJ once again, though she's fine. And then of course then we have the Triskele. It's like, oh yeah, basically it's like, oh yeah. And then of course the shield starts firing on Norman, which at least they're firing on the right guy, because sometimes basically it's written where the cops fire on the wrong people. Yep, so they beats up Norman. Yeah. Oh yeah, he did got no problem. He come back and Harry sees that he actually is this creature. Then Spock comes in, saves him. Of course, he gets knocked out. Yeah, and then of course you have. Then Harry finds out that Peter is Spider-Man. Yeah, and then of course him beating him up for a while, and then of course Harry stabs on Fogg with a freaking pipe to stop him. And then he's turned back, and then of course Peter does apologize to Harry for not telling him, making him the at this point roughly the fourth person to find out he's actually Spider-Man. And he faints. Norman himself is basically taken into custody, and of course basically Spider-Man like can arrest him. And of course, about to do something, but nope, you save the girl. Yeah, and then of course, basically, it's like, then he jumps the window because he doesn't want to hear it, and of course, let him go. And then of course, you have MJ reunited with Peter. Like, everything is good, and of course, basically, he wanted to come again. Of course, they want to be quiet for a bit, and that's the book ends. Really good. I enjoy this. I give Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 4 a 10 out of 10. Still a good book overall. Yep. Now, I'm going to rest my voice for a bit. And if you're curious what next comic corner is going to be, there's about 2 more. Let's see. Next one's going to be a couple of first 2 trades, and then it's going to be a couple of books wrap up 2 runs. Then 2 more after that is roughly 1, 2... I think about 3 more to go. Yep, 3 more. I'm resting my voice because I'm probably going to have dinner soon, so I'll probably do more videos after dinner, okay?